Hi, Sam. I'm having to redo this. This is the room that I work out of. Um, as you can see, it's medical supplies, books, file cabinet, where I did find Dan Goldin's file, and I have a letter which I'm going to send you. I think I'm going to try Dragon Speech and just email it with you. Hopefully this is going to be able to send this as MPEG-4 or AVHCHD, however you say that. Anyhow, this is an online editor that I use with Adobe Creative Suite 5.5, but also right now for two different projects, a different edit suite called Nero, and my TV is here, or I have both screens for the computer, and to make Blu-ray as well as a DVD copy of 3 shows that's in the letter. The first one is the comedy show that I made for him that got his attention, I think. Ends with him, Dan Goldin, getting a pie in his face. Second one is regards to the letter that of interest. I did find it in here, one copy. We'll make cotton, 100% cotton copies of all of it. But what I'm sending you is just an old one I found. Anyhow, I know it looks like a mess, but that's where I work, and here's where we'll make, we're going to send him a Blu-ray, a DVD copy of 3 shows. The comedy show, Laugh-In parody that he did, and with the high execs, and then the DSP show that he refers to in the letter to me, and then the final show which he showed to over 22,000 of his employees, as well as different heads of state, and was seen in the theater, groups of 450 at a time bussed in, and it was a pretty fun project. He gave me a page with 3 paragraphs, TRW past, TRW present, TRW future, and said, and plus some ideas for music, and said, Glenn, make me a movie. And that was pretty cool. That was my last big project for TRW. Right after that, he left for NASA, and I ran off a mountain. Now, this is the old study that I had. It was jam-packed full of stuff that there was just a path from the entrance, which is right behind me, to the edit station. And this long bay that was here, and everything else was just boxes full of crap. Well, Penny, over a couple Christmases presents, first organized the library and the new study, well, which is actually the old study downstairs. I have 2 online studios, but the tapes are downstairs, and I can't do this on my own, which you'll see why. We want to get 3 shows. Again, the first one, which is Dan Goldin getting a pie in his face on a Laugh-In show. Second one is the DSP. It's a front line of defense. And I made a whole big thing for him, which his letter regards. And the third one is the one that he had shown to all the employees. So again, this is the old study path that I had to edit a documentary, and that was all that, everything was jam-packed. And then after my mother died, my share of the proceedings, I made this 3-room into a 4-room library dinner. It's a dinner right now. We're going to go down there. And also the second online bay and storage area, which you'll see in a second. This is our backyard. There's the ramp that goes down. Then we're going to have a sidewalk that goes down, and that's the library, and then the edit suite behind it. And where all the tapes are. Why this, I have to have an assistant to do this. But if we're going to get his attention, we need to send him a present, and that'll be these 3 shows. And that's our Daisy girl. Oh yeah, such a pretty girl. Such a pretty girl. Oh yes you are. Yes you are. I love you. Okay, now we're seeing it from the opposite. It took Penny and my neighbor Ed like a lot of time to get all this organized. This is the library. Eventually this table will go and become, in the old study, the dining room. Same thing here, just books, ceiling to floor. Now you get more books on a Kindle. Okay, now we're going into the into what is the old online studio but still viable, and why we have to use both the upstairs one and the downstairs one. Okay, this is the old studio, but we have to use both. This online, there's a third online underneath there, and these tapes are like 2 to 3 deep, and they have in their midst the Dan Goldin, those 3 shows of Dan Goldin. Now you got to keep in mind, Dan will remember me when he sees the shows more than anything, and we give him a present that'll mean something to him, and he's gonna help us all the more. But I can't reach this stuff, and I need an assistant to do this for 2 to 3 days, because we're going to be using this equipment also for some of it. But seriously, Sam, I think you got a chance of getting something good coming out of this. Okay, I hope this is recorded all right. This is the second time I've tried this, and I'm a little frustrated. But I sure would like to have you come out for 2 or 3 days, Sam. We could do this, and he will love getting those 3 shows. The Laugh-In show that he parodied all his upper staff with, it's up here somewhere. And the DSP show that I made that was seen all through Congress and toured the whole United States. And then the third show that was seen on the widescreen by all the employees. We sent them those 3 shows on a DVD, Blu-ray, but maybe also on a VHS machine. I've got one here with a time-based corrector right there. It's the high 8 deck. Probably need that too. But what we really need is this deck, and help getting them wired. I've got all the stuff back here, or Penny did. I'm gonna stop this for a second. So all the cables that we need are all down here. But Sam, it's totally impossible. They're somewhere up on those shelves, and I don't think there's anything we need up here. But again, there's going to be some more shows over here, and there might be something that will be of use over here, plus the file cabinets, because we got to get the original of that letter from Dan. We copy everything on I'll do a letter of introduction for you. You have to do a letter to Dan why you want to work for NASA and what steps to take. But if he's alive, more tapes. I think he will. I think he'll show profound interest in it and respond in a positive way. Remind you, I have 3 letters from a twice Nobel laureate. One's for chemistry, showing that molecules behave the same way atoms did, with what Einstein had showed right before that. That's Linus Pauling, and then for the Nobel Peace Prize. And I got the second letter I have from him. I had written to him just on what I had available, which was a napkin and a paper bag. I was with your dad and Kenny, I think Ron Peterson, and I wrote him a letter, and he responded most kindly back. You'd be surprised what people will do if you just show a little extra effort. Okay, if you want to do this, you really want to work for NASA, I need somebody for 2 to 3 days to help me. I can't do this myself. I just can't reach things. Your Godfather, over and out. I hope this works. This is the letter from Dan Goldin that I'll be sending to you. 3 May 1988, Glenn Christensen. I would like to thank you for your part in the development of the Transportable Air Force DSP demonstration, TAD. This is a truly unique tool and a constantly continuing effort to market out important space systems. I'm sorry, I'm drifting. Hand-holding this. The DSP story, especially the capacity and the potential of the present system, was not well known in the customer and user community. TAD has changed all that. The history and potential of DSP is well told in the exhibit through the use of some of the best visual and very positive feedback from the viewers. I think this current of taking our major system stories to the customer and user community instead of waiting for them to visit Space Park will very well effective, and we should consider our future systems marketing such plans. Thank you for your part in the conception, implementation, and operation of TAD. You should be very proud. Daniel S. Goldin. Okay, the letter, maybe I'll be lucky and I can just, like read it in. I'm just using the new natural speaking, and we'll give it a try. Maybe I could send this all electronically and then send it the copy in the mail. Okay, over and out. Your Godfather and Uncle Glenn. Bye-bye.